And welcome back to the New York Jets franchise rebuild. Here today will be the mid-season report. So if you are new to my channel, I usually do these reports right before the trade deadline, going up through the draft, going through any potential trades, stats, all the stuff that I usually don't show during the intros and outros of my videos. So if you do like this, please leave a like, comment down below what you thought, and don't forget to subscribe. We have a lot to go through in terms of both the draft, stats, trades, and everything. So where we're gonna start though is with stats. I think that this is a good spot to start with, just to show you guys really how inconsistent the New York Jets are. So right now, Zach Wilson, 1,500 yards, 5 touchdowns, 17 interceptions with a 54 completion percentage. Overall, Zach Wilson, in my opinion, has not been playing the best football. Clearly. I just don't think that Tyler Huntley or Mike White gives us an opportunity to win more football games, and with the potential of a young quarterback who's 23 years old and start development, you know, he does give us the best chance to win, long term at least. So I think we're gonna end up sticking with Zach Wilson. We might move off of Mike White and bring in a veteran quarterback just in case for those weeks that Zach isn't having his best game, that we can just throw him out there and just have him for an insurance, or we put Tyler Huntley out there, who is a second-year quarterback, who is a guy that I actually do like, potentially as that number 2 mobile type of quarterback. The biggest bright spot on this team, or at least one of the biggest bright spots, has been Michael Carter. Almost 500 yards rushing with, 8 rushing touchdowns. He's been playing very good football. I really did not expect with these ratings him to be playing as good as he has been, but he's been very good. I've enjoyed using him, and I think the best way for us to win these games is to get him the ball as much as possible. The other bright spot is obviously Elijah Moore. Now there's obviously this concern, does Elijah Moore want to be here? 2 weeks ago, he showed that he wanted an opportunity to play, to get the ball more, and we failed that. So he is upset, his morale is down, which definitely hurts. Denzel Mims is a player that we got to get the ball more to. And then today, we're going to be treating away Corey Davis. Now, Corey is 27 years old. His cap hit would hurt us a little bit, at least for this season. Probably not that much next year, but we can eat the dead cap space. He's just hasn't shown the consistency that I wanted to see from a number 1 wide receiver. So I think moving off of Corey and giving now Sean an opportunity, the rookie speedster receiver that we drafted in the 2nd round, giving him this opportunity now is better than ever. So we're going to give him the opportunity. I know his stamina is low, but he will be fine. We do get, though, in the next week, we do get Steven Meredith back, which is very good for our team. Hopefully, with him back, it'll help this offense out a lot. Defensively, Jalen Smith, Blake Cashman leads us in tackles. John Franklin Myers leads us in sacks. And right now, Ashlyn Davis and Dante Jackson lead us with 2 interceptions. We did find out that the development trade for Michael Hampton, who so far has yet to record an interception or a sack, 1 tackle for loss. But his development is star depth. We drafted him 4th overall. You know what? I don't think you could be, this is like the most disappointed you could be when you get a hidden dev and you drafted him in the top 5. But you know what? 75 overall. He has solid ratings right now. We just gotta continue giving him opportunities. So yeah, guys, those are the stats. Not the best. I did go through the rest of the roster and I looked at players that I thought, who should we trade? What makes sense besides Corey Davis and besides Corey Davis, really? And looking around the team, you know, I look at Carl Lawson, 27 years old, you know, he's not getting any younger. We have a couple young pass rushers that we could give an opportunity to, and he could be a guy who deserves giving younger players like Bryce Huff here an opportunity. Another kid, Jared Davis here. We just haven't seen him. He's a run-stopping off-ball linebacker. We might as well give that spot to Zach Gold, who's a rookie and a guy I like more. And then, of course, Marcus Mays. He's playing under the franchise tag. 29 years old, going on 30. You know, we've yet to extend him. Should we extend him? I don't know. And then finally, CJ Mosley. Now we're getting CJ back this week coming off of an injury. And Mosley is our highest developed linebacker. But, you know, he's not particularly the best in coverage. He's just more of a complete linebacker. So there's always the question, do you stick with CJ, you know, do you go with CJ with Jalen Smith, or do you stick with Blake Cashman and Jalen Smith? I don't think these two young linebackers have been playing awful. It's just, can we find this spark? So, a couple players that I've considered. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna trade them all. I'm not blowing up the roster, you know, right this minute. I would probably end up doing that more in the off season than during the regular season. So one player I know we will be trading though is Corey Davis. That I know for sure. Even though, yes, we're gonna be getting a big penalty hit. So where should Corey Davis go? So I usually look around the league and ask myself, if I was this team, would I want really Corey Davis? And I think there's one team right now that would actually really benefit getting Corey on their roster. And that is the Green Bay Packers. Right now the Packers have Spencer Short as their number one receiver, who's a rookie, Mari Rogers, and St. Brown. They need someone to at least pair up with Short and be, you know, a good complement. And at least for the next couple of years, I think they could do so. So we're gonna try to make a move with them. There is a player that I would like. So I'll show you guys if the trade is accepted. Let's go through the process real quick. So this will be the trade that I'm gonna be proposing to the Green Bay Packers. Corey Davis. Then you have Josh Myers, who's a young center, second-year center, who has solid ratings at least. You know, I would like to find us another offensive lineman to help this team, and then a third-round draft pick. I think this is fair, kind of realistic. We get a draft pick. You know, it helps the Packers, who are a good team, to get themselves another wide receiver on their roster to help their team out. So let's see if the trade is accepted. And it's not enough. So we might have to either take that third round pick away or throw in something else. And I think actually we'll throw in a draft pick ourselves. I think if we throw in our sixth round draft pick, and for whatever reason, there's like this bug in Madden that it just doesn't let you select what you want. It's still just not, so you have to like exit all the way out, get to this screen. I don't know. Let me know down below if you dealt with that before, because that's really honestly annoying. So, okay, what are we doing? Corey Davis, 6th round draft pick. Oh god, where am I going? And then let's go to the Packers, which is all the way down here. Okay. So give me your 3rd round pick and Josh Myers. But this should work. Hopefully it does. Let's see the second go around, and the deal is done. We have traded away Corey Davis for Josh Myers and for a 3rd round pick, giving them also a 6th round draft pick. Overall, I think this trade is very fair. I think that this provides both teams a quality player for us. So, very happy with this move. It does hurt our receiving core, so it does hurt Zach Wilson. So, we might have to make another move here. So, I don't know just yet. There is one other player that I would like to trade, and maybe we'll get a player for player. Okay, I cannot find another trade partner to do, so let's go through the scouting. The scouts are the players that I have put on my board. We have to pick our scouting, our national focus stuff. So I'm gonna do that, and let's just go to this gear now. I've been looking through that for 10 minutes and I cannot find another trade partner, so completely fine. But let's go choose our national scout positions. I think we choose 3 players. Oh no, this is actually just this selection. I think I'm just gonna do the national, just to make that simple. Okay, that's just choosing that. Okay, whatever. So let's go through some of my favorite players that I've so far put on my board, which I do have a few. So one positional group that I am looking to improve at is linebacker. And right now, I would honestly say that DeMarcus Bims here is probably one of my more favorite players. He has so far, he looks like a great athlete, but with B, man coverage, and C, zone coverage, that does tell me that he is more of a coverage linebacker. Maybe he's a little bit more in the run stopping department, but DeMarcus Bims here is definitely one of my players that I'm putting on my board because of that reasoning. And I believe that Cole here, Larrbearxd, is the other player that I like, who also has very good athletic traits, has B, man coverage, but he also has good hit power, he has good awareness. These are probably my 2 favorite linebackers. I don't remember what Eric is all about. I think he is kind of in that same spot, but with F injury does definitely concern me. But I don't know too much about his coverage skills. The other positional group that we obviously have to start to take a look at is safety, which, you know, there isn't a ton of safeties in this class. There's really only 2 that are potentially drafted in the top, you know, in the first 2 rounds. So, you know, we have to be wary of that. So the other positional group that has a lot more players than I have on my board is defensive tackle. There's a lot of players that I think finding quality depth at defensive tackle is very important. And as of right now, I think Randall Mckinney here is one of my favorite players. He is also a player that the game said, hey, scout this guy. You know, he has very good strength. He looks like a solid athlete, but that A power moves, that B tackle, and C block shit does, you know, kind of indicate that he could be more of a pass rusher, which is something that I would like to pair with Quincy Williams. And you throw on the other, don't forget, we do have to consider what do we do with Dalvin Tomlinson. So these are some of my favorite players. There's not a ton, honestly, at this moment in time with the scouting, because of, you know, a lot of this is kind of just me off recording or off stream, have to go through everything. I mean, there's, you know, John Simmons here, who I do like. He's probably my favorite wide receiver. He's so far the only receiver on my board. But I mean, I don't know really too much about anything about him, you know. So there's some depth offensive linemen, but that's about it. nothing hugely to report here in terms of scouting. I guess we could check out the mock draft 2, which right now I don't know where they would project us to be drafting. Let's see. Nick Shields, he is a player that I do like. I don't know if I would draft him at this spot. I don't even know what spot we are, but you know, he has good block shed. He's definitely much more of a run-stopping defensive tackle. Nick Shields, that's 12th. I mean, we're projected 12th. I mean, I would probably more consider an inside linebacker there than anything. But yeah, I mean, this is the mock draft. This is something that they definitely need to continue to improve in, but overall, not too much to report there. Just because I want to give you guys all the information. These are the players that we have to consider what we're going to be doing with, and in terms of re-signing. And as of right now, I think the only player that I would consider other than these depth guys is Dalvin Tomlinson. Tomlinson, 2 years, $15 million. That's something that I would be willing to do. But as of right now, I think we might wait until the end of the year. Marcus May, I think right now with Marcus, with everyone around the league not having a ton of cap, I don't think we're going to make any sort of big trades with some of these big cap hitters. So what I'm going to end up doing now is look around the league, see if there's anyone else that I'm going to want to trade on our roster just to improve the team, or if there's any sort of cuts that I want to make. And then I'll show you guys any sort of moves that I make. And yeah, that will probably be the end of the midseason report. So we're going to be trading away Quincy Williams, a backup linebacker, to the Las Vegas Raiders for a 5th round draft pick. He's just a depth player who I don't expect to see much of the field. We have so much young youth depth, and Williams is just someone that we're just not going to see too much. So we're going to trade him for a 5th round draft pick. I think this is fair. Yeah. So these are the little trades that I'm going to be making. Another depth trade, trading away Jared Davis for a 6th round draft pick. I know we just traded away 2 of our depth linebackers, but overall, these are 2 players we don't need. We have a lot of young players at linebacker, and I would like them to, if an injury does occur, to give them the opportunity more than, you know, these veterans that are 26, 27 years old. So I think a 6th round pick is fair. We relieve some cap. And both these 2 players were, I wasn't expecting myself to re-sign anyways, so happy with this move, getting a 6th round draft pick from the Arizona Cardinals. And then the last move we're going to be making in terms of anything is releasing Mike White. You know, I kept him for another year, or halfway through a season. He's just not that good. We don't need him on this roster right now. We're going to find a different quarterback, a veteran quarterback, to come to this team, be the backup just in case. But that does lead us with 3 roster spots. With all the trades we did make, we gained an extra 3rd round pick, and now we have an extra 5th round pick, and now we have a 6th round draft pick for this draft. So we got some more draft capital for this team, especially the extra 3rd will really help. But we also have 3 now roster spots. So I'm going to go through free agency, probably find a backup quarterback, bring in a wide receiver, and maybe we'll bring in another linebacker for depth, or we will bring in, you know, a pass rusher or something, just to help the team out a little bit more. So I'm going to go do that real quick. I'll show you guys the signings, and yeah. And we're going to be welcoming back to New York Ryan Fitzmagic. Why not? Let's bring Ryan Fitzpatrick back to this roster. He has solid ratings all around. He's a veteran quarterback. You know what? Let's bring him in. Why not? Welcome to the team, or welcome back to New York. We're also going to be welcoming in James Washington here, who's 26 years old, who's in more of a deep threat. Overall, I like his ratings. And coming in here now, becoming our 4th wide receiver, I think is going to provide us another quality depth playmaker. And overall, this will probably end up replacing what Corey Davis' production could be. So, Washington, welcome to the team. And then the last move that I want to make, yet again helping out this offense, we're gonna bring in veteran guard Kyle Long here. You know, overall Long is has still very good ratings, even at 33 years old. And I think overall, because we've dealt with so many injuries, we just need to bring in a veteran like this. Someone who can come in here just in case if one of our 2 starters gets hurt, and overall it provides us more quality depth. So I'm gonna go change the depth chart around, and I'll show you guys that in 1 second. So this is now the new starting lineup. Obviously Elijah Moore, we're giving Sean the opportunity. He's going to be the number 2, well, he's going to be the other outside receiver when we go into a 3 receiver set. Denzel Mims will stay in the slot. Josh Myers is a plug and play starter now at center, and I think I'm going to let him play probably for the rest of the season, even when we get Connor back next week. You know, I know he's out, but I think I would rather go with this youth in terms of offensive line. We do get Stephen Meredith back, and James Washington is the 4th receiver. Not too much changed really on defense. We have the same starting front 4, same everyone else. You know, we just get CJ Mosley back. So that's going to be the new starting lineup, especially on offense. There's a lot of moves that we did make. So guys, I really hope you did enjoy. I know there was a lot of moves that I was just kind of rambling and talking about. I have no idea how long this episode is going to be. So if it is a lot longer, I do apologize for that. I do tend to talk a lot. So, but I do hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment down below what you thought of all the moves we decided to make with the New York Jets. And guys, I'll see you in the next one.